Hey, welcome to the
Wow, that
Relentless
was
Positivity
really good.
Podcast. I'm your host, Joe Martin. So I've got someone fun today. You got to get someone fun in your life. So my friend Kristan's on today. She's a team lead for the Stanton Realty Group at Remax Unlimited. And just like I said, awesome and fun person. So I want y'all to meet her. So Kristan, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me, Joe. I'm super excited to be here.
Excellent. So we're going to get into this. I want to, the real estate is kind of a confused. A lot of people are confused. What's something that people misunderstand about what you do as a real estate agent?
How people think I just sit at home and like type on the
Cash checks,
computer
right?
and put
Just out there
the
cashing
in.
checks, right?
But I like probably scroll Zillow or something. But I like to tell everybody the A in Zillow stands for accuracy.
Hey,
And the they don't realize the complexities that go behind it. Like this morning I was volunteering at the school, but I was, talking to an agent about an offer and you know, there was a home inspection going on at the same time. And it's like a project. Like it's like project management is what I've kind of come to see. It's like little miniature projects. And every time it is different. It's never the same. And you don't know what different and they're not issues or problems, but just different circumstances. Like I didn't know I was this story's on my TikTok, but this one lady, I went and was going to take the lockbox to her house. I had her listing ready to go live. And she's like, "Hey, Kristen, I can't have the house shown. I just need you to do open houses because, getting the cat in and out with my fibromyalgia is going to be a problem." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, I could see that. But like, we can't, like, we can put the cat in a room and I'll make some signs." And she's like, "Kristen, I can't afford for the cat to get out." And I'm like, "No, you don't understand. Like, we cannot limit people's ability to see your house so that they want to see it so they can buy it." And she said, "You don't understand. I stole the cat from the neighbors 3 years ago." And so that was a circumstance that we had to overcome, you know? And so, and sometimes it's something like that. Sometimes it's a race to get it done quick because they need the funds or to avoid foreclosure or because they're having to move quickly or a certain deadline. And those circumstances, you just work differently. And those circumstances can change throughout the process. So I had with a client this morning, sent them a text and said, "Hey, I'm going to be calling you, not with an answer because we had an offer out and I didn't want them to think it was the call. Hey, you got the house." I know that's the anticipation. I said, "But this call is more going to be a team huddle on the football field." And I'm not even a sporty girl, but I do understand the huddle. So
yeah.
anyway, sorry.
No, that's cool. I mean, it's a lot more that goes into it. Unless you've been on that side with the real estate and all the calls and the text and the research and all the things they do behind the scenes that you don't even know about, where you just show up and, oh, thanks for selling my house. A lot goes into it. I just wanted people kind of get the behind the scenes. I did not know how behind the scenes we were going with stealing cats, but that's a new one on me. I did, but that just goes to show you what your real estates are dealing with out there that you don't even know. People out there stealing cats, man. That's hilarious. So
Stealing
let me
cats. Well, and sometimes you undecorate your house to decorate a house that you're selling.
uh, got to do what you got to do, right?
My kids asked where all the throw pillows went. They were like, "Mom, where are our pillows?" I was like, "They're at a listing."
I just assume at this point they just know if things are missing, it's at a listing. Hey, that's almost a little
It's at a
rhyme.
listing.
So let me ask you, what's your biggest failure, and how did you learn from that?
I'm still learning from it because it is it's not personal, it's business. It's kind of a mantra I learned when I first started working out of college. But it gets personal to me.
For sure,
You
yeah,
know, I wake up in the middle of the night thinking about it sometimes. I shed tears for clients. I've grieved with clients that have lost. I had a client lose a spouse to brain cancer while we were under contract.
hmm,
And I mean, you're not human if you don't, when that happens, when you're a part of their life, you go through it with them, you know? And it, it makes, and then I'll tell people, I'll be like, I care too much, gotta like work life balance, and they're like, no, Kristen, that's not necessarily a down thing, you know, because when those things happen, it makes me fight harder. Like, you don't understand. No.
Yeah, I mean, I'd want someone that's truly cares and not just here for cash a paycheck, right? Them just they truly want to help me, and whatever the circumstances, that's who you want in your corner. And you're right. If you're just an inhuman, you're a robot, that'd probably be fine. But that's a tough one for me too, to kind of separate personal and business. For me, it's the same thing with my clients as well. That hey, they become family. Like these people putting food on my table and supporting me, I'm gonna give them everything I got. So that's who I'd want in my corner, like people like yourself. So. Uh, Real estate agents right now, it's kind of tough. So what's your biggest challenge right now?
Overcoming the noise that's out there, with regarding the NAR commissions and stuff. I was not going to talk about this. I was like, don't talk about that. But I didn't. I read over them and I just kind of got some ideas. And yes, Joe is nice enough to send you the questions so you kind of know a little bit. You know. And I don't know if I gave out a secret now. I told you I would say something wrong. No,
That out.
but anyways, is the commission stuff with the thing is people don't realize that a lot of that is marketing dollars and not every agent spends what they make on their business the same way. Um, some of them, some projects have a better ROI, a better return on investment. Um, it just depends on the amount of things that need to be done and the amount of help the seller needs. And that depends on the agent. Some people are willing to do extra things and some people aren't. I had a lady that lost her spouse in a car accident. Gosh, I'm talking about death a lot. That's not cool. But we came alongside her and one day, she couldn't physically clean. So my daughter and I went over there and like took a big old thing of Clorox wipes and did all the things that she could reach. And then I did all the top things, just wiped everything down for this lady. Um, but and that's not about the commissions part, but like it is negotiable. But like I know I promised that on my listings that there would always be a pay for the buyer agent because a buyer agent is worth their fee, or worth and people think it goes to the agent. That is okay. We can edit all that other stuff out if we can edit out. Okay. I'm to the point now. I'm getting warmed up. But people think at the closing table that those checks we take go into our bank. And that is the biggest misconception ever. Those checks don't go into our bank. Those checks go to our brokerage. We are agents of the broker. So that check goes and it gets split up. And then when it gets to you, it gets split up, depending on your expenses and your however you do your business. Um, but we never take that check and go to the bank. We can't. It's not even written out to us. And I think people think that we take that check because they see it on the line item.
Yeah, that's all. They just hand over a check. They assume it goes right in your pocket, right? So that would be very
Yeah.
nice, right? That would be nice. But yeah, like you said, it gets cut up, and then Uncle Sam even comes in too. So by the time it gets to you, that big old thing that came and started at the beginning with the broker check, man, get that little bit off for all that hard work. But I knew you were going to get serious when the hand motion started coming out. I knew we were getting down to something right there. You leaned in like,
And see, I didn't even notice.
oh man, because you're just a natural. That's how it is. So maybe how about this? What inspires you? I mean, sometimes there's days that get tougher than I. What inspires you to keep going?
The people, the um, the people, there was a man that the stories, that he was homeless at one point and one lender turned him down when they found that out. And he was a vet. And I about lost my mind. And we found him a good lender and he got approved and he got a house and we had confetti cannons and a photo shoot and champagne and all the fun to celebrate. Um, that inspires me. The home ownership. Like I did not realize. how blessed I was. I mean, I didn't even grow up with a lot, but we had a house.
Hmm.
And I did not know that there's like this sweet lady. She just moved from a single wide mobile home with her family of four. And she was telling me, Kristan, she's like, I'm so excited. We're all going to sleep in the living room tonight. And I was like, oh, really? Why? You got this great big house. And she's like, we've never been that far apart.
Mm.
And I was like, I take things for granted.
Yeah.
So that keeps me going and keeps me inspired. I'm like, how many more people can I? And then there was one client that she had gotten a pre-approval, and it literally, Joe, one night I'm on the phone and we're just chatting like you and I can't figure out why. Like, she actually didn't meet me at a house. And if you don't meet me at a house and we have an appointment, you didn't call me with something, I ain't gonna meet you again. Her though, we had really clicked when we were talking. So I was like, what's up? She told me she lived in a bad area, blah, blah, blah. She wanted to live somewhere else. And anyway, so we get down to it, and I'm like, look, this is going to sound weird because I'm a real estate agent and I'm not a psychiatrist or a therapist. I said, but I feel like you've been told no a lot. And she said, my whole life. I said, I feel like things haven't gone, like, and it's been unfair. And she was like, yes, I felt like the lady from Oprah, and I'm like, is there a Mary in the room? Somebody's talking to me about a Mary, but that's not the case. Um, and I said, look, you got a pre-approval. This is your golden ticket. And I don't know, something clicked. And we were, I think within the next few days, under contract on a new build out in the middle of Eva. Good Lord, we drove out there forever, but it's beautiful. They got some land. They got two little girls that run around and play, and they post picture. Oh, and when people post pictures of how much they're enjoying their house that I sold them, inspired. I want to do it more. It's awesome.
There
So
you go. I mean, confetti cannons. What could be better? Break out the confetti cannon. I know some.
they failed me, Joe. You've got
Uh,
to, I should say, the confetti cannons, I've had two failures. One made me put them up for a while. And then one, I tried them again. One, the wind caught them and they went into it was in an HOA neighborhood.
oh Lord.
And the wind gust came and blew them all into some very pretentious yard people.
Oh no, not that guy.
And we were picking up all the confetti out of their yard on our hands and knees.
I just paid a fine. I'm not doing all that. I'm gonna.
I was like, it's biodegradable.
Yeah, it'll be all right, champ. You'll be all right. Get in there and mulch that in there. He's probably one of those guys that got
Mm,
the foot when you walk around with those spikes. He's probably got those shoes, right? I've seen those yard guys.
yeah.
So, what are you curious about right now?
So I was reading over these right before we came on. I have a really, I think, very interesting answer. Um, because I was like, what am I curious about? And then I like open up Chat GPT and I'm like, well, duh, artificial intelligence, totally curious about it. But I need to tell you what I Chat GPT to it, my curiosities, because I talked to Chat GPT. My phone is blowing up while I'm on this phone call. Um, I asked Chat GPT, I was like, hey, Chat GPT, you know quite a bit about me. Tell me what I'm curious about. Well, AI is my answer, but it said innovations in real estate marketing, the future of Huntsville's housing market, education in real estate, the economic impact of space and defense industries in Huntsville, and the effective strategies of family owned businesses. I thought that made me sound way more intelligent.
Oh yeah, go with that, man. Let people know that's all the things.
Artificial intelligence, yeah.
Yeah, I need some artificial intelligence. Mine's not doing so great for me, so I need to get up. I've been doing a little bit of Chat GPT. It's pretty cool stuff. I actually had
It
a
really is.
guest on my podcast earlier this week that he said this is not the AI you're supposed to be afraid of. It's the robots that you got to watch. But this is just giving you, what the best answer right there. It's not gonna. Yeah, although I do say please and thank you when I use Chat GPT, just in case when they take over, they'll remember me as one of the good ones. That's what I do.
The same thing. The
I'm
same
polite.
thing. And have you used it to where because you've been mentioned online a lot and all the awesome things that you do. Have you asked your chat GPT, hey, my name's Joe Martin, Huntsville, Alabama. Can you look me up and write me a story about myself?
I haven't. I did it. I did ask it to do a book review of my book, see what I thought about my book. That was pretty neat. So that was it did say some things in my it did have some a little bit of a harsh criticism. I was like, oh, that's fair though. But yeah, it's pretty
Okay.
amazing stuff. I do need to look up my I will ask about myself, but the last time I Googled myself, apparently there was a famous orangutan actor named Joe Martin. I was like, well, he is also a
All right.
ginger. I could see how you get us confused. So I guess you got the ginger orangutan. He's the most famous Joe Martin, maybe, and then there's some other ones. But yeah, that one hurt my feelings a little bit. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. What's the name of your book?
Relentless positivity.
Oh, I knew that.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Somebody
just
asked me this morning. I said, it's relentless positivity.
there you go. My Amazon bestseller. Pat myself on the back.
Is it did you do an audible?
I did. Yeah, read by the author, which was one of
That was
the
my
hardest
next question.
things I've ever done. Man, I'm a mumbler and I stumble over words. That thing took forever to audibilize, and then you got to get the levels just right for audible. Like the volume's got to be exact. Man, it was a project.
I cannot wait to listen to it because first of all, I love relentless positivity. And second of all, I've learned that the audible books are only good if you listen to them if they're read by the author.
Yeah, that's what people say. I didn't want to do it, but people say that's got to be your voice, and it is. Yeah,
It is. And some authors like Matthew McConaughey, I listen to his on green lights because I'm a woman, he's Matthew McConaughey, and I like the way he talks.
hey, I'm a dude, and
And
I enjoy the way he talks.
I mean, all right, all right, all right.
Yeah,
Can't even do it. um his book Green Lights, because I was like, if it's read by him, I'll listen to anything. And I was
yeah.
like, done.
It's a really good
So, but
book too.
yeah,
On top of it, so his voice and the good book, it's a good con. That's a great audio book.
it really is.
So, all right, let's get into some very important stuff.
Next question. Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
your favorite restaurant, and what do I order if I go there?
Ooh, okay. I did have a really clear answer to this, but last time I went, it wasn't as good.
Oh no,
But then I'm like, I don't want to say anything negative about anything, so I'm not going to tell you what it is because it wasn't because I can't recommend it anymore.
uh,
So I need us to all have consistency. It was consistent for years, but I would go really, I think any good steakhouse in town, I would get like a filet medium rare with asparagus or a potato. I don't know. It depends on the place, or a sweet potato, but without marshmallows. I don't, I'm a pecan girl,
oh
not a
yeah,
marshmallow.
marshmallows they're a little much. It's a little much.
It is with the sweets, and yeah, and maybe a Caesar salad
Hey,
or
that's
something.
an
I don't know.
undefeated meal. Steak, potato, Caesar
That's
salad,
yeah. I mean,
undefeated.
I'm trying to think if there's anything unusual that we eat. I do like sushi, but I mean, everybody does now.
There you go. Yeah, I'm a sushi. My wife and son went last night. I wasn't invited for some reason, but anyway, well, I'll move on. I'm not. My feelings aren't hurt. They're not hurt. So, what was the last time you laughed really hard? I bet it probably wasn't that long ago with you.
I can't tell you what I was laughing about,
Fair enough. Fair enough.
but I'm trying to think if there's another time where I can tell you what I was laughing about. Um, oh, talking about dad jokes. Um, there is one. Oh my gosh, I got to make sure I have it because we argued over this. There were people on my back porch, and we were all talking about. I was like, oh, I have to talk about a dad joke, and okay, I got to make sure I got it right because I told my husband it wasn't a good enough dad joke for your podcast. I
The
was like,
worse
Joe's
they are, the
funny.
better for me. I like a bad one. Like when no one, like I tell them in my classes, and when no one laughs, that's my favorite.
Well, I was the only one that didn't like it, so that's why I'm going to tell it.
All right, you're ready.
Maybe I'm just not as funny as everybody else, or not. I don't think it's as funny. So high cost $2.20 in Barbados, high cost $1.80 in Cuba, high cost $1.50 in the Bahamas, and $1.75 in Jamaica. Those are the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Man, that's a complicated one. I mean, there's numbers and locations. I wouldn't be able to pull that one off. I needed a
That's an engineer dad. No,
uh that's a
yeah.
good one right there. So mine this morning for my class this morning was I met this Russian guy the other day. He only paid 5 cents for his prosthetic eye. I was like, oh, so that's why your name is Nikolai. That was my dad joke. Pretty solid right there, right?
Hey,
Also,
did you know Doug doesn't have any arms?
I don't know.
Knock knock.
Knock knock. Who's there?
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Not Doug.
Oh, sorry, Doug. Sorry about your arms. You can't knock. I got it. I got it now. I
My
got
9-year-old told me that, and I was like, oh.
it. Yeah. Poor Doug. So maybe this is in the same vein, but what makes you mad?
Um, People that don't use their blinkers.
Well, you probably
Like,
stay mad in Huntsville then. There ain't much blinking going on.
just use your freaking blinker. Use your freaking blinker. And then unfair stuff, but then as I get older, I learn that what looks unfair to some people looks unfair from a different perspective to other people, and that it's really a lot more complicated than we realize. So it's not really worth getting that mad over because everybody's got a side.
When I was a kid, everything was so I thought it was everything black and white, and the older you
Yes,
everything's there's so much gray out there.
but it's it's good. It goes from black and white to more colorful, but then a lot more complicated
That's true. There is more complications.
because all those different colors need different treatments and arrangements and different things, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. So one more, well, two more, but one more is what's on your bucket list?
Bucket list. And I didn't finish going through the questions. So I've debated on skydiving and putting that on my bucket list. I do want to go. I've not really done a lot. Like I haven't been to like Europe, but I would do anything just to get me across the pond because I haven't been across the pond yet. Yeah. Have you been across the pond?
Yeah, I lived in Ireland for a little while. I've lived in Germany for 2 years. I was a kid, like I barely remember it. I've been all over Europe because we lived in Germany for 2 years, so we would just pick up trains or whatever and travel. I remember zero. Like I'd be at the Leaning Tower of Pisa or all those other, the Eiffel Tower or whatever. Don't remember any of it because I was, so young. But I was 21 when I lived in Ireland, so I remember that part. But I recommend Ireland. It was cool. So I lived in Dublin and then traveled around all over the country after that. But that was fun. And
Oh, wow.
skydiving was pretty good. So, you talk to, your friends or your spouse and you're like, when they ask you, would you skydive? I'm like, yeah, I would probably, I gave her one of those. I would probably do that. And then my 40th birthday, my doorbell rings. It's two of my friends that don't live in town. Like, what y'all doing here? It's like, hey, get in the car. I'm like, where are we going? It's like, you're going skydiving. So they drove me off to Coleman and I went to Skydive, Alabama, which is an awesome place if you're going to go skydive, not too far from here. It was cool. The only problem I got air sick. Like I didn't throw up, but I felt like really nauseous. The first part's great when you're going before they pull the chute, like you're just going through the clouds like Superman. That part's really awesome. When they start doing like these big banking turns, I get seasick and air sick. I'm one of those guys. Inner ear stuff, but other than that, it was pretty awesome. I recommend it.
That's so cool.
So she called my bluff. My wife called my bluff. So what happened? I wouldn't have done it on my own though. That's for sure. But
That's
yeah,
awesome. That means your partner knew that you needed it,
yeah, you need that push. And speaking of that, when your toes are hanging off, you're about to jump out of the airplane, so your toes are hanging off. You're looking down, 14,000 feet, and I say, okay, we're gonna rock, and on three, we're gonna go out together. And they say one, and they throw you out on two. By the way, spoiler alert. So you don't grab. They say on three, people will grab the doors. On two, they throw you out on two, so you don't grab the doors. A little FYI for you, because you do have a dude
Okay.
strapped to your back. I mean, there is a grown man strapped to your back who will throw you out of that thing.
Do people ever like get up there and not go?
I'm sure it
Did you
happens.
ask that?
It has to happen. I didn't because I was just in my own little terrified state, but it has to happen, right? It's pretty nerve wracking.
Yeah.
For number one,
Did
just
your
for
buddies, did all y'all get to fly out together?
oh, they didn't do it. like one of them was in the Navy. He's like, man, I get paid to do. I ain't paying to do this. And the other one's like, this isn't really my thing. Yeah, they just
We're
waited.
here to support you, man.
Yeah, we
We're
are
here
we
to take
are
you to
here.
the hospital if anything
Yeah,
happens.
we got your back on that, but we ain't doing all that. We'll be down here drinking and watching you. So that's what they did. That's how they supported me. So true friends right there. So this but you've done an awesome job. Thank you so much. Come on, I knew you'd be a fun. Just all these stories that you have kind of behind the scenes and things like that. How can people follow you and keep up with all the stuff you got going on?
They can follow me on TikTok. Kristen Stanton should pull me up on pretty much anything. KristanStanton. And they can call me or text me 256-303-9096. That might be famous last words, putting that out there on your podcast, but
Hey, stalkers
I
need
always
houses
change it.
too. Okay, stalkers need houses too. All right, so yeah, so if you're listening right now, please share this episode. Share kind of the lighter side, and also kind of what your real estate agents are doing there behind you. They're fighting for you indoors. You don't even know you're in, right? So they're about there. They're doing above and beyond the Call of Duty. At least Kristan is. That's all I can speak on. But hey, she's just a fun person sharing some fun episodes. Just she needs a little life laughter, right? A little bit of that. So share this episode and come back with us next week on the Relentless Positivity Podcast. Kristan, thank you for coming on. We'll see you next time.
Thank you for having me. This was great, Joe. I appreciate it.
All right, see you all next time. Wow, what a great episode. You just share that with somebody. I'm going to share with you some awesome sponsors. McWilliams Marketing. They can help your business grow. Regardless of the size of the project, you're going to get a solution that is specifically created for you and your business. No cookie cutter, one size fits approach here. So Amy and her band of fearless marketers can help you with all that stuff that you think you can do, but you're not really that good at it. You don't have time for it. They can do that. They're the experts. It's what they do. Web design, online conversion optimization, SEO, graphic design, marketing, page management, all that stuff. Go let them do that. Don't handle that yourself. Go check them out at mcwilliamsmarketing.com. See what all they can do. They're amazing people. Teak Patnick with Patnick Realty. He really does it all in the real estate world. General real estate sales, acquisitions, property management, investments, all that good stuff. You're not just a transaction with Teak. He really wants to build a relationship for life with you. He has built his whole business on prayer, hard work ethic, honesty, and results. You can trust Patnick Realty with all your real estate needs. Hey, I trust my brother from another mother, Teak, and you should too. Give him a call, 256-694-0117, or email him at teak@patnickco.com. Hey, these are awesome businesses. Go support them. They're out supporting positivity, and they will do you right. Have an awesome day.